Hello everyone, Jonathan Schlack, EAS&Weather here with the severe weather update. I'm going to start you off in parts of the upper Mississippi and Ohio valleys today with the severe threat. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather today that covers parts of south central Indiana and far west central Kentucky. That's where we have an enhanced risk for severe weather today. We have a slight risk for severe weather today that covers southeastern Illinois, far southeastern Missouri, a teeny tiny part of the northwestern part of Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Indiana, and far southwestern Ohio. That's where we have a slight risk for severe weather today. And we have a marginal risk for severe weather today that covers southeastern Missouri, northeastern Arkansas, much of northwestern Tennessee, central Kentucky, central Illinois, central Indiana, and central Ohio. And this is in association with the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. Going up here to the northeast, we have a marginal risk for severe weather today that covers south central Maine, I would say, most of New Hampshire, southeastern Vermont, most of Massachusetts, most of Connecticut, and pretty much all of Rhode Island. So we have a marginal risk today. Now going to the tornado threat for today, we have a 10% chance of an isolated tornado today that covers south central Indiana and west central Kentucky. For the 10% chance of an isolated tornado today, we have a 5% chance of an isolated tornado today that covers southeastern Missouri, or extreme southeastern Missouri, southeastern Illinois, southern Indiana, far southwestern Ohio, western Kentucky, and extreme northwestern part of Tennessee. We have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado today. Excuse me. We have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado today that covers southeastern Missouri, central Illinois, central Indiana, central Ohio, central Kentucky, northwestern Tennessee, and far northeastern Arkansas. And again, all associated with the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. I don't know why it's just updated on me. Going over to the wind threat, we have two areas where we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher today. One that covers southeastern Missouri, far northeastern Arkansas, southern half of Illinois, central and southern Indiana, central Ohio, a lot of Kentucky, and northwestern Tennessee. And I think I mentioned northeastern Arkansas. I think I did. I'm going up here to the northeast with a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher today that covers southeastern Vermont, most of New Hampshire, south central Maine, most of Massachusetts, most of Connecticut, and all of Rhode Island. So that's the wind threat. Going into the hail threat, we have a 5% chance of hail 1 inch in diameter or larger today that covers southeastern Vermont, most of New Hampshire, south central Maine, most of Massachusetts, most of Connecticut, and all of Rhode Island. And the summary for today indicates several tornadoes are possible today over the lower Ohio Valley in association with the remnants of Beryl. So, that's today's outlook. I'm going to move over to the day 2 outlook. I'm going to start off in the northeast for tomorrow's outlook. We have a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow that covers southern New York State and northern Pennsylvania. And we have a marginal risk tomorrow that covers far northeastern Ohio, southern New York State, or central and southern New York State, far southern Vermont, the extreme southwestern corner of New Hampshire, a lot of Massachusetts, northern Rhode Island, northwestern half of Connecticut. This is all northwestern New York City. It is all northwestern New York City and Long Island, so the marginal does not include New York City or Long Island, but it does include a lot of New York State. It also includes northwestern New Jersey and a lot of Pennsylvania, which includes my areas around the cusp of that marginal risk for tomorrow. So, going to the tornado threat for tomorrow. Well, oops, sorry, I should touch on this here too. We have a marginal tomorrow as well that covers central and southeastern New Mexico, and west central Texas. There's already a margin risk for severe weather tomorrow as well. Almost forgot to cover it, my apologies. Go to the tornado threat for tomorrow. We have a 5% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that covers southern New York State and northern Pennsylvania. And we have a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that covers parts of northern Pennsylvania, far northwestern New Jersey, parts of central and southeast New York State, which does not include New York City or Long Island. It also includes northwestern Connecticut, western Massachusetts, southern Vermont, and the extreme southwestern corner of New Hampshire. So, going to the wind threat for tomorrow, we have a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts to 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow. That covers southern New York State and northern Pennsylvania. We have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts to 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow that covers central and southeastern New York State, not including New York City or Long Island. It also includes southern Vermont, the extreme southwestern corner of New Hampshire, most of Massachusetts, northern Rhode Island, northwestern half of Connecticut, northwestern New Jersey, most of Pennsylvania, which my area is right on the cusp of that 5%, and which also includes extreme northeastern Ohio tomorrow. Going over here, we have a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts to 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow. That covers central and southeastern New Mexico and parts of west central Texas. Now going to the hail threat for tomorrow, it is less than 5% in all areas. So there may be small hail in a few isolated cases, but the hail threat, there's really no large hail threat tomorrow. So, going to the summary for tomorrow. Damaging gusts and a few tornadoes are possible mainly over portions of central and northern Pennsylvania and western and central New York. So, that's a severe threat, so stay safe in the affected areas both today and tomorrow. So, please stay safe in the affected areas both today and tomorrow. And I will have another update tomorrow. Take care.